Hi, Libby.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I have cold nail polish all over my forehead.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
is that what
cool.
that is? I wasn't sure if it was that or if it was just a really good filter. Because
No.
you've got
Ooh.
the thing going on in the background. I wasn't sure
hmm
if you had a filter going.
My room is an absolute horror story, so I need a background.
Yeah, this one is too, but the way I have the camera angled, you can't tell.
That's the
Yeah.
way. This is the way, Tony.
Mhm. Yep. But I have this sweet spot because if I angle it too far, we get that light. And so I have to.
Uh-huh.
But if I don't want to go too much lower, because then you just get the garbage over here, like this garbage too.
Well, all of my garbage is like right here because there's my closet that's open and all the crap that's in front of the closet.
Hey,
It's
I just
just
want to check
disgusting.
super quick. Can you hear me? Okay, you stopped.
Yes.
So I can. Okay,
Yep.
good. I just switched my headphones because I realized I was making an echo.
Yeah, you had a little bit of echo, but we're good. We're all good. And look
Yeah,
at
if I know
Libby
anything about,
with the muting and everything, like
I'm
like a professional.
on my work computer right now, so it's kind of reflexive and it's also like I'm trying to resist.
Yeah, I stay on mute most of the time on my when I'm on at work, just because I very seldom have to talk, so I just stay on mute the whole time.
Hey, Mitch, where were you sitting Saturday? I looked for you after.
At Hamilton,
Yeah.
orchestra section 6, so it's on the floor, really close to the doors.
Okay. I had
And then
been given instructions that you were there, and I was to beat you up, but I couldn't find you.
I'm
Somebody
normally
put a hit out on Mitch.
It was me.
It was him.
It was
Yeah,
him. It was him.
I am
it was
normally
that guy.
very visible.
Two over.
Yeah, it is usually very hard to miss Mitch.
It's true, but we zip right on out of there afterwards, 'cause right by the doors.
Ah, yeah.
This is also the way.
hmm
We were in
Yeah, I
like the
saw.
first balcony section, but every seat in that place is good anyway.
And we got a parking spot on the first floor of the garage, so I was also able to
Ooh.
zip right on out of there.
That's
Nice.
sweet.
That
Yeah,
was the traffic that people were stuck behind.
I think that probably about 2/3 of my local Facebook friends went to see Hamilton. Like it seemed like everybody was going.
Well, it's kind of popular.
Love
If you
it.
like that sort of thing.
I do.
I don't.
I renewed my season tickets for next year, so I'm excited
We're-
about all those shows.
We're we're probably gonna do season tickets for next year.
Yeah, Julie's getting season tickets. This is the first time we've gotten them, so she's getting season tickets in a couple of weeks when they go on sale for the
Cool.
plebes who don't already have them. Yeah, the rest of the family is very happy about all the musicals, and I'm like, I'll go see 12 Angry Men.
Ooh, I want to see that one too. Tell you what, for all the musicals you don't go, have Julie pick me up.
Yeah,
It's like really generous of you.
Can we
All right.
start talking about this goddamn movie?
yes, we probably should.
I imagine in some realities we've already been talking about it.
Oh shit!
Oh.
So you mean in those realities I'm also sad?
There has to be at least one reality in which this was the better movie than everything
Everywhere.
or everywhere all at once.
But what if it's because in that universe, Everything Everywhere All at Once was just a bad movie,
Right.
and this
It would
one was
have
the
to be.
same?
It would have to be.
Yeah, I read like sometime afterwards that their original plan was for Jackie Chan to be the main character, and then when they couldn't get him, then they rewrote it for Michelle Yeoh to be the main
I
character.
cannot even fathom that movie. That would be the universe where that happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like the original draft of Star Wars where it was all these like weird design choices.
Luke
But-
Starkiller.
Yeah, but like all the production problems forced them to make a good movie by accident.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, this is Tony.
Eyes, Mitch.
Oh,
This
let's
is-
do.
What?
Go ahead.
This is Mrs. Dr. Lena Stephen Strange. Ah.
Tiny
This is Libby.
hands. And this is David.
And we are the Backseat Producers. And we're talking, if you couldn't tell, if you're on the feed and see us, you can probably see that Lena has somebody looking over her shoulder.
Amazing.
I wonder if you could use those tiny hands as a fro pick.
Ooh.
They wouldn't be good for it.
Probably.
They're too like squishy.
I don't know. Let's see.
Ugh, why are there so many?
I got something in my eye.
Tell me it could be a beard comb.
I'm so happy. I don't even have mine.
Where's the one?
This
is
is
the
making
one
for great
use
audio once they
work
eventually
meetings.
get around to putting these out on the audio podcast. I'm like 11 behind at this point, but
Ugh. All right. Well, you know what? I'm not going to be stymied by these tiny hands.
all right. David, what'd you think?
Here's my high-level review. In the IMDb trivia, here's one item. Sam Raimi has observed that due to the chaotic production process, he and the screenwriters essentially figured out the movie during filming, with the ending being conceptualized about halfway through the shoot.
Mm.
Wow, they hit it well.
That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
that is my review of the movie.
Mm.
That is like the most white guy thing. Like, these are big budget movies, a huge franchise with really well-paid actors with tons and tons of fans, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll fucking wing it." Sorry, can I swear on this?
Yes.
Mhm.
Hope that's
Please.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I can't imagine a space that David would be that I couldn't swear, but I don't know if there's like an MPAA rating on this.
No.
It's like the exact same thing with the last trilogy of Star Wars movies.
Ugh.
Like, you know you were gonna make 3. Why would you write them one at a time?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You knew
Yep.
you were gonna do Doctor Strange. Why wouldn't you write it before you started shooting it?
Why wouldn't you? All right. So my high level review is that I should have come in with the expectation that this was a Sam Raimi movie. That's it. That's my that's my high level review. Libby, what do you got?
I don't watch very many movies where in my head, like, there is a correct ending and like they didn't do the correct ending. I thought, like, I like Sam Raimi. I really like horror for this movie in particular. And I just they just did it wrong.
All right. Mitch, what'd you think?
I like lots of lore, and they did litter lots of lore through here in ways that I thought were interesting and often not connected to the other things that they have done in the past. And I saw this in the IMAX, and it was a visual spectacle. Like, I mean, if I just was watching this not as like part of some giant cinematic universe, I might have been like, oh yeah, this was fun to look at.
I could have watched it without all the dialogue, and I think I would have liked it
Mm-hmm.
better.
Lena,
I
what'd
wouldn't
you
have
think?
liked it worse.
Lena, what'd you think?
I liked it. I agree with the ending. It was just kind of like, here's an ending, and then like, what? Oh. I enjoyed it. Made me dizzy a few times. Got a little motion sick, but not too bad. Not enough that I had to leave the theater. I enjoyed most of it. I will say a lot of people said I needed to see Spider-Man, which I did. And I understand that, but I really think you had to have seen WandaVision. Or
WandaVision, yes, but you know what? Sam Raimi didn't see Spider-Man before he made this movie, nor read the script. So, whoever told you that, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I wanted to see it anyway because I had heard it was really good, and I never got to see it when it was at the theater. So I rented it. Hi, kitty baby. So I rented it. I'm sorry. This is what I do at work. If someone's cat jumps up into a meeting, everything stops.
Right.
And yeah, Spider-Man was confusing at first, but very good at the end.
Spider-Man was
Because
really
well,
good.
yeah, as completely get off subject, I had never seen the other Spider Dude.
Someone has some very strong opinions about this movie that they need to get out.
Which baby is this?
This is Jimmy. I wouldn't let her up, but I can't make her stop. Like, it will happen
I don't think my cat's
voluntarily or not.
All right, so I'm going to get into a little bit of a deeper discussion about this. Last week we talked about Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and I left that movie and this movie feeling about the same. Just kind of, well, it was good, but like I need to unpack some things. And the more time I spent away from Everything, I'm just going to start calling it Everything just for expediency. The more I liked it, like the more I spent time with it and thought about it, I just got more enjoyment thinking about it. This movie had the exact opposite effect. Like the more I thought about it, just the more disappointing it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw those two movies literally 5 days apart.
That's really interesting to me because, like, if in the first 15 minutes, the movie felt broken to me in ways that I couldn't quite describe.
I can. The visual effects sucked in this movie. They were subpar for an MCU movie. That opening fight, when they were in New York, did not look good. It looked like Sam Raimi looked at an effect and said, "Yeah, that's good enough. Let's go with that."
The effect that took me out, and I think it was a practical effect, is makeup for the zombie makeup, right? Because it was not well done around the eyes.
No.
And there was a lot of close-ups of eyes, right? Like I thought that wasn't great.
The effect of the monster behind America the first time when she's walking and it's coming up behind her, it looks like Spider-Man 1 era special effects, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
I was gonna say that fight scene in New York reminded me of Ghostbusters,
like the 80s version.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that they didn't know what the monster was going to be until like Sam Raimi watched Suicide Squad? It was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
Isn't there a green monster in Monsters Inc. with just that one big eye?
This is Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, that was the other thing that kind of popped into my head.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Sam Raimi. I'm just not.
Me neither.
I'm not huge on horror. I liked the horror elements of this. I thought it was the right move to have horror elements. I would have liked to seen a better, more modern horror director directing this movie.
Yeah, can you think about Jordan Peele directing this movie?
Holy shit.
The thing is that Sam Raimi wanted to put scary stuff in the movie, but that's not horror. And that's not what this movie needed. This movie needed horror.
It did.
Well, and I think that had been their like original plan with the first like crew working on this. But I guess also it's kind of a Disney movie. like I was able to go see this with my 10-year-old, and he dug it. And I think if there's anything scarier than what there was here, like he wouldn't have been able to handle it. This is about at his limit.
This movie needed to be able to have a rated R cut, especially for the horror of Wanda when she really breaks loose against the Illuminati. That should have been Suicide Squad level gore. Like we should have seen Captain Carter get cut in half. We should have seen Reed Richards get completely untied in just a really terrifying way. Like that should have been worse. It should have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because you're not with those characters long enough to really feel a whole lot about them. So to give them a really gruesome ending, other than an implied gruesome ending, I think it would be more impactful that we lost those characters.
Yeah, I mean, I can get my live action What If.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still felt like that was pretty brutal without being gory.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they died in horrific ways.
I don't really like. I'm really good with that stuff happening off screen. Just, I mean, especially the way Sam Raimi would do it. Like, there doesn't need to be the comedy, somebody getting cut in half. But I'm pretty happy not to see that on screen just because it's gross, and I don't think slasher movies are good.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm not saying that it's the only way we should have had the option to seeing it. I think a rated R cut and just allowing that scene to be, let James Gunn make that. You know, like,
fly him out for 2 days.
Well, I wonder if Sam Raimi had like envisioned that scene before he watched Invincible.
That's a good question.
I feel like episode 1 of Invincible has almost that same scene.
Yeah, but episode 1 of Invincible is good.
Also true.
It's also kind of got a better sense of creeping horror.
It does.
Because that last 10 minutes of that first episode are rough to watch.
Yep.
This movie was weird about moms.
Weird about what?
Moms.
Yep.
There was like a lot of weird jerking off about moms.
Well,
And it was, like, not subtle.
women's main motivator, because you can't kill a woman to motivate them. So you need something that, you know, has the kind of intrinsic motivation, but somehow makes them like less people.
Right. Like the
Sorry,
one.
not that moms are less people, but like the way it's done in movies where it's like all it takes for a woman to do anything is like, but you're a mom.
Right. Well, I think that's the one thing we can all agree that women are good for. Is being moms.
I'd say I was disappointed, but that means my expectations were higher.
Right.
I mean, America was really lucky because she had 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah, Tony, this is how Disney's fighting the GOP. She had a pin, and her jacket said "Love is love."
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that, but
I did.
I'm pretty sure we're living in a post-racial, post-sexual orientation society now.
We are still in a society where women need to be hot, though. That's not.
Also true.
Of course.
Well, come on.
That was never in question.
How much progress do you want?
We can only progress so far. I mean, it is only 2022.
I do think the most offensive thing about this movie was the shoehorning Bruce Campbell in.
Sure. I didn't notice the Delta, but I'm sure it had to be in there somewhere also. Sam Raimi's car is. Sam Raimi's car. Yeah, is in all of his movies.
It was. Yeah.
I like Sam. I don't hate Sam Raimi, but like I'm starting to. Don't put your car in every movie, you douchebag.
I didn't mind that Bruce Campbell, that one piece. I didn't need 2.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
could have just like that's oh ha, ha, I didn't need to, and the second one kind of annoyed me.
You know what? They had the perfect opportunity to give fan service to fans with Bruce Campbell because, like, there's this whole headcanon thing where in the first three Spider-Man movies that Raimi directed, that Bruce Campbell shows up in such a way that he is like it's setting up this like side subtle Mysterio storyline that he is the person who becomes Mysterio. If they could have had Mysterio just show up, have him pull off the helmet, and it be Bruce Campbell, that would have been the right amount of fan service, especially after No Way Home. Like
Yeah.
it was there. It was right there in front of him. And then we had to get Bruce Campbell smacking himself in the face. It was like, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
Well,
Why
and
are we
honestly,
doing this?
I felt that was a real dick move on Doctor Strange's part. Like, I mean, I don't
Mhm.
feel like he's this particularly like nice person, but he's like supposed to be a hero. And
It's
all
gonna
this
last
guy
a
did was
couple of
like
weeks.
say, please don't steal things from me. And I'll punish you for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yikes. Like they were in
Yeah.
it wrong. You gotta pay
That's
for
how
your
you know
pizza
somebody's
balls.
a dick is watching them casually harm other people in a really graphic way.
Right. There you go.
I do dislike Bruce Campbell though, so it was hard for me to feel bad about it.
Aw, poor Bruce Campbell. All he wants to do is have a very animated face. You are not liking
Mission
it.
accomplished.
he
Indeed.
does. He does have that.
I just looked through Sam Raimi's IMDb credits, and I don't like a lot of the stuff that he's done, but he did do the Spartacus series, which I really did like.
Mhm.
It was just like a lot of naked hot dudes and that killing each other.
I never
I
watched
think
that.
I could have done more. Like, I think so. I remember watching the Evil Dead movies. I didn't. They're bad. But Drag Me to Hell,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
that was the full dread. It's also beautiful. Like, if we could have had that in this movie instead, I think it would have been better. I don't think this movie really needed camp.
Mhm.
It didn't have time for the camp that it had.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was busy telling its nonsensical story.
Yeah.
It does feel like the entire movie, like it feels like the direction that Sam Raimi got was, you need to have this scene with the Illuminati, build a movie around that, but also do it while you're shooting.
Mhm.
So then they were like, well, this is probably going to come out around Mother's Day, so we'll do something weird with that. And WandaVision just wrapped.
Right, because clearly they had seen WandaVision, but not Loki.
Well, so the IMDb trivia says that Elizabeth Olsen finished filming WandaVision and then immediately left to start filming this movie.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that no, they had not seen Loki because Loki had not started filming yet.
Mhm.
So it, God damn it, Mitch. So it's just baffling to me that there was just no like. And the weird thing about like the Marvel TV shows is that like the big thing is these are going to tie into the movies, but like there hasn't seemed to be any actual, God damn it, any actual tie-in to the movies, because even the WandaVision tie-in is weak at best. Because I'm not really sure where those kids come from in the other universes.
Yeah.
Because they were just, she just made them up, which leads me to believe she can just make them up again.
Uh-huh.
Well,
And just the like the dangling thread of Vision?
Who's still alive and flying around and shit.
right? Like it feels like he could have shown up and
Yeah, like
resolves this somehow.
yeah, done like literally anything with this. But then again, they would, I guess, have to know how WandaVision ended,
Mhm.
which I don't think that they did. It's just that there's a lot of stuff in this movie that didn't make any goddamn sense.
Yep. Lena, you've been really quiet.
That's because Lena liked it, and she doesn't like us shitting all over it.
I did like it, but yeah, there were things that didn't make sense. Also, I've been reading the IMDb trivia pieces while you guys have been talking to see if there's anything that's actually interesting. Oh, there isn't.
Hmm.
I was
No,
distracted by watching David with his cat.
Yeah, he's just loud, like right
He's
up
an
in my
angel.
face.
Oh, that was Romeo. Okay.
Yeah.
But then I heard a dog. Who's got the pupper?
Oh, that's
Mitch.
over here. Yep. Yes, my kid just got home from work, and the dog was very excited about it.
No.
Well, you know, like Marvel often seems to have trouble with villains, and like they didn't really like make a new one. They just like returned someone to villainy, I guess. Didn't want to start as a villain in Avengers
Mhm.
2.
Kinda.
Is this the end of Wanda?
No. With her power level,
She's
the
a
way-
mom, Mitch.
Oh,
her
I
power
forgot.
level, there's no way that kills her. There's just not.
Wouldn't it be awesome if the only thing that could kill Wanda was rocks?
That's her greatest weakness.
It's actually Vision. That's what the only thing that can kill her.
So the weird thing, so there was just one weird ass line in like, so when Wanda and Strange are walking around the vineyards.
Just one?
Okay, this is a weird, strange line,
Thank you.
and I can't exactly remember what the exact line is, but Wanda's like, "Have you come here to talk about Westview?" And Doctor Strange is like, "No, I think you've atoned for that." Like,
You made things right.
oh yeah, you made things right. What the fuck are you talking about? She took that entire town hostage and tortured them for months, and then
Yes.
left to
But
go
then she
to
felt
a
like really
farm.
bad about it.
Yeah,
David?
she
And
He's
you
a
see
white
him
guy.
Dad.
That's all he has.
Oh,
You see
David.
implying that like her losing her made-up children is the atonement? Like, is that what the implication is? Because
Well, and her remade up husband.
yeah, well, her zombie vision. Because I don't know that that's atonement.
Wait,
That's not
Was
atonement.
he in the movie and I missed it?
No,
Okay, I was all right.
no, not at all. That is a complaint that we've
Yes.
leveled against the movie, was that they didn't even mention, like, she
Yeah.
mentions him once or twice, but
Yeah, so that was oddly baffling.
like it would have been awesome if he was one of the members of the Illuminati.
a vision.
Yeah.
Just pull
That
up
would've
another
been cool.
chair. Plenty of space in that dais.
All right, I think I've got it about where this children of the multiverse bit. If your dreams are other multiverse timelines, then maybe the children she created were from her dreams of them actually existing in other
Ooh.
timelines.
What? No. Shh.
They need to
Got a
put me
headache.
in this
No.
writer's room.
No.
You know
I
what?
could
That would have
Backfill the details.
that one line
Yeah.
would have made more sense than most of the things. in the
But I have a trouble with America Chavez. Now, I haven't read comic books in a while, but I did watch a cartoon with my kid called Marvel Rising, which featured Squirrel Girl and America Chavez like being secret warriors of some such, right? So she's somewhere else in the Marvel properties, which I thought was what this whole multiverse was about. And here they're like but she doesn't have any other things. But she was different in this cartoon, so I feel like this is not well thought out.
No, it's not well thought out.
But Mitch, that was the place in the multiverse that she came from.
Oh, you know what I'd be really excited about is if in Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, we see Wasp sting a little girl, and then she opens a portal and sucks her mom's soul. Now, to me, that will make this movie better retroactively.
All right, so here's the thing: is Kevin Feige actually just said, and you know what? I'm gonna retro this in. Kevin Feige has just said, Sam, you know what? Here are the toys that you have that you can play with. Just present me a movie, because you know what? I'm feeling that I need a challenge. So phase 6 is going to just be us telling stories that try to explain this hot fucking piece of garbage that you handed in. And we're going to retroactively make the rest of this make sense.
Oh,
God, I want that to be true.
we're going to have the Green Bull movie like as a spinoff. Is that why he got like a credit in the credits?
Also, another confusing point for me in this movie, and I realize this one is my fault. I apparently conflated the first Doctor Strange and What If, and I thought Rachel McAdams had died in the first movie.
Oh.
So the entire time I was like, well, this isn't even the other Marvel universe. Like, this isn't even the one we've been in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is incorrect. That is not right.
I
the
feel
wedding
like
scene was weird.
I feel like that the costume designers and or visual effects people did things in spite of Sam Raimi, especially with Strange's costuming, where the cape was always there. Like the cape was his pocket square at the wedding.
I'm fine with that.
Was that scarf at some point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's at the very end when you get the Lena.
And then the really janky patch in the back of it.
Oh, good, she fixed it.
Yeah.
I would be honest with you. The emotional stakes of that cape getting fucked up in that fight, that was the most I felt about this movie.
Yep.
The only other thing, the woman who was like Wong's assistant, or the one who tried to put, I felt like she looked exactly like Samuel L. Jackson.
Wow.
I did not think that would bring everything to a screaming halt.
The thing is, I've got so many jokes to make, and I'm just paralyzed by choice.
I thought she looked like him. That's all. That's all.
And I think
Go ahead, Mitch.
Oh, I think we were supposed to care about her too.
Yes. And that's the thing, because like the way they treat her as though she's been a character for a while, but she has not been a character for a while. This is a person who showed up in this movie 5 minutes before they died.
Mm-hmm.
In a fashion. Died, by the way, for no reason. It really... Doing sacrifice in movie is really hard, but when you immediately undo the sacrifice, it's not really a sacrifice. I'm looking at you, Superman. Your bullshit ending.
You mean to spin the world backwards?
Yeah. Because that's dumb.
He didn't spin the world backwards.
I love this explanation.
Don't get me started on that. He flew fast enough to travel through time,
as you do.
and traveling through time, the way they showed that visually was by spinning the Earth in reverse. That's actually showing a travel through time, not physically spinning the Earth in reverse.
Why'd he
So
go
what you're
around it that
telling
way?
me,
Because he needed somewhere to go to travel that fast. Is he just going to go out into space and back?
Yeah,
why not?
I mean, then you wouldn't have the visual of the Earth spinning backwards.
I mean,
Okay, all right. But in subsequent movies, people die, right? So isn't he kind of a dick if he doesn't undo that?
Yeah, but he's told that he shouldn't anymore, so he doesn't.
I mean,
Shouldn't
he's
be a
told he
dick
shouldn't do a
anymore?
lot of things, but he's Superman, so he,
I mean, Richard Pryor was in the third movie. What do you want?
well,
He was actually really funny in that, though. It was
Yeah.
actually
that's
that was
really
actually a
funny.
pretty. You know what? The plot of that third Superman movie was better than the plot of this movie. Just steal a couple of fractions of cents off of everybody's paychecks.
There were things I did like about this movie. Like, I was really into the music fight.
That was
I enjoyed
clever.
it.
That was
was neat.
clever.
That was cool.
It was
And
neat.
I did enjoy the couple classic horror movie moments. Like, it was the amount of camp that I would have wanted. Like the one note at the beginning because he just falls in the piano, and then the hand thrusting up from the grave. Like, that's it. That's all the Sam Raimi that this movie. It's not even that it needed it, but it's all the movie could hold.
I'm gonna say this.
It's all
and
the
I
Sam
don't-
Raimi that should have been allowed.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's a good
exactly.
point. I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean this as a joke. I bet Morbius was a better movie.
Ooh. I don't know because I didn't see it.
Neither did
neither.
I.
I did.
Okay,
Oh, Mitch.
and
No.
Ooh.
You know,
You know what, Mitch? I got to thank you for taking one for the team.
if you cut off the last 15 minutes of Morbius, maybe. But that is a real poisonous pill.
Poisonous.
Yeah.
Poisonous.
Be careful with the end of Morbius.
Oh boy.
That's rough.
I got really excited. You know what? I really did like the reveals during the Illuminati scene. I do have to say the reveals during that scene were really nicely done. And I got real excited when that wheelchair rolled out, and it's like that's the cartoon wheelchair,
It sure is.
and that's the cartoon music.
Yeah.
And
Sure, goddamn is.
that music cue got me. But what I found really interesting was the musical cue was credited as X-Men 97 theme. So I'm wondering if they're not changing it subtly and making it more like that theme instead of the more rock influenced from the previous cartoon, because it was definitely the same theme, but it wasn't kind of at the same tempo. So I'm wondering if they're changing it subtly for the remake.
Yeah, I was fine with the Illuminati stuff. I thought it was going to be real silly when we got there, but I don't know.
The
Everybody,
Illuminati parts were the least silly parts of the movie.
yes,
And that's what's crazy.
yeah,
I'm so
because
disappointed.
everybody on the dais is like, "Hey, you're a dick, and you fuck everything up a lot.
Oh my god! Imagine hearing in literally every single other universe that represents the entire space of possibility. You're the worst in every single one.
There are universes where the television show "You're the Worst" is actually just a documentary about Stephen Strange.
I do like that he's like, wait a minute, I got a statue here, aren't I a hero? And they're like, no,
No,
no.
Wait a second. What do you mean having a statue doesn't make a person a hero? Oh my
And you know
God.
what? A subtler movie could have made a good statement there.
Mhm.
But not this one.
Jordan Peele would have been that'd have been another thing Jordan Peele would have just nailed.
Now, am I right? Wait, how did they? Okay, in the Pizza Ball universe, how did they defeat Thanos? Did they use this book? Was that the answer?
The Dark Hold.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the other book.
The Book of Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Book of Vashani.
That's the
Yeah,
one.
the Book of MacGuffin. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Vashani. That's been a thing in Marvel for a long time.
Sure.
Right. But like you know, in those Avenger movies, I'm pretty sure Doctor Strange said there was only one way that they could win. And they did without using the book.
There was only one right way to win.
But yeah, so using the book, you can win. It just kind of sucks because Doctor Strange has to be a villain in that one.
Yeah, you would think though that he would have been aware of that.
Right. Or seen it in his 14 million
yeah
possibilities.
He was also probably only doing it from a limited scope because they didn't have some of these other heroes to work from also.
Yeah. I guess, but the book is Doctor Strange. He gets the book. Right? Like, do you need Professor X to get the book?
The implication was that the Illuminati held off Thanos while he did that, I thought.
He's not have time to get the book without Professor X.
I guess.
Listen,
Did
it's the multiverse, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm
Did
sorry. I'm
Doctor
trying to make sense of it.
Strange-
This is a mistake.
Did Doctor Strange say at the beginning of this movie that he was just knowing about the multiverse? Like this was all new to him? Did he say that? Am I just misremembering?
Yeah, he has experience with it, but the reference seems to be referencing from No Way Home.
Okay.
Because so the thing is I was convinced that What If was going to play a lot bigger picture in this beyond just Captain Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that was literally the only thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually kind of thought we were going to get the Watcher when we were smashing through, like, just at least a flash of.
Well, they did it so cool in What If because of some of the images we've seen. Like we saw the zombie Strange, or in one of the trailers we saw a zombie, and I'm like, oh, they're going to do the zombie stories. They're going to bring the zombie in. So I convinced Julie, you've got to watch What If. It's got to play into this based on some of the stuff we've seen. Anyway, the rewatch, like I was watching over her shoulder, and they did almost in every episode, sometimes a couple of times, they'd show like a landscape shot where somebody's doing something in the foreground, and every time behind them, like in the sky, is the Watcher.
Yeah.
They could have so easily done something with that.
Yeah, and did not.
No.
Which is weird.
It's really weird. This movie feels very disconnected from the MCU.
Do you think that it's just because this was a vehicle to bring in Reed Richards and Professor X?
Yes. I think that's part of it.
Obviously set up the Captain, whatever her name is.
Captain Carter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it, but what's so strange to me is that we have all these things that have breached the multiverse or different timelines, at least between Loki and No Way Home and What If. We have all these components there that they could have pulled together a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Someone as smart as like the Russos would have put together a really, now it would have probably been a 4-hour long movie, but it would have probably been better.
I mean, but honestly, we're about the point in the in this phase where we should be getting a Civil War or a Winter Soldier. Something
A
that
really good
shakes,
movie.
Yeah, something that really breaks like the turning point of whatever the Marvel phase is. But we got this.
I wonder if that's not going to be Marvel's.
We got some time for that one, right? What do we got next?
That's next year.
Thor?
I think Thor is next.
We've got Thor is next, and then
Thank God.
I think Black Panther.
Oh,
yeah.
and Quantumania is upcoming too, right?
Yep.
And
Quantumania is probably the one where we're really going to start fleshing this out. I mean, we don't have there's no clear villain.
I mean, the
or
villain is
reason-
Doctor Strange.
Now, the villain was Wanda. The thing is they kind of blew their wad in this movie, killing her off.
Gross.
I don't know that Wanda was the villain though.
Wanda was the villain.
Strange should have been the villain. Like,
Mhm.
he was told in literally every other possible universe, you are the bad guy. Like, that's not foreshadowing. That's just telling him who he is. And he should have been the bad guy. Like, he used the bad book and he met the other Strange who grew that awful beard.
Mhm.
And he was like, I read the book. It ruined my mind. If you use the book, it will ruin you. P.S. Everybody's telling him, if you keep fucking around in the multiverse and like doing things like causal things in other universes, you're going to cause an intrusion. Like, he was the bad guy. It is like the saddest, like they needed a millimeter of imagination to get there. Like, not even imagination, they just said it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, the more I think about it, because we haven't mentioned this at all, the first post-credit scene, I think that's where we're going to get, that's going to be the lead into to finding the big bad. Because it is kind of reminiscent of the first hints of Thanos starting, like, but that was really early on. That wasn't even the part of phase 1.
It was in Avengers.
It was.
Avengers was the first time we saw Thanos.
Okay.
Because
that was like
scene.
Because he was like, is that when he said, I guess I need to do this myself or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got a hint of him, I think, before that in Thor, the end of Thor, maybe. I don't know. It was there was a hint of Thanos, like we saw his hand or something, but before we saw him on screen.
Oh, maybe him in the gauntlet.
Maybe.
Or was it like the backside of him?
Or the throne or something.
Something.
Well, I think that shows up in Thor 2, but that's after Avengers, right?
That is after Avengers. Well, see, and that's the other thing, is we had the lead up to the Avengers doing all the component pieces. And then we had the Avengers that kind of had like a lead in with Loki and with the Tesseract. Kind of
backpedal some stuff to make that all work.
They did.
Which is fine. I mean, the thing is, with all those movies, they got pretty goddamn close, and you know what? I'll give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll give them that 2% retro.
You know,
in retrospect, Avengers was a better movie than I gave it credit for.
Yeah, it was they pulled it off.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going.
I don't either. And that's a little frustrating that we're this far into the phase and we don't know what the end of the phase looks like.
Oh, I got it. It's a fractal. Doctor Strange. They didn't know where they were going. That's just a small piece of the whole thing where we don't know where they're going either.
It's meta. It's so meta.
They're all like, "How do you think we feel?"
Right?
I guess if the next movie is Thor, Taika is once again gonna have to rescue things.
Mhm.
He fixed Thor the first time. This time he has to fix this phase. He's the hardest working man on this planet.
I'm excited about this next Thor.
I'm excited about this next Thor too.
I am too.
Natalie Portman looks sweet.
Mhm.
I honestly have a feeling that parts of Moon Knight are going to matter for Thor.
Oh, come on, Tony.
I absolutely believe that there is going to be a tie there.
Wow.
Even after everything you've seen so far, with how absolutely meaningless the TV shows have been, you still think Moon Knight is going to be the thing that ties to anything.
I think it will, because I think based on the villain for the Thor movie, because the villain for the Thor movie is Gore the God Butcher.
Mhm.
You're gonna need him to butcher
Butcher some
gods,
sure.
and you're not gonna have him just butcher Thor outright. You're gonna need to see him killing some gods before he, goes on to go after the Asgardians.
So he's gonna like butcher a hippo god and put a nice heavy smoke on her. Turn that to a
not her.
sausage. Oh.
Not her. I will rage quit the MCU if she goes. She is precious to me.
That's why they would kill
No,
her.
I think the other ones. Spoilers for Moon Knight. The other ones lose their avatars,
No.
so like they're not protected. So they would be. God damn it, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
But they would be an obvious choice. You go in, you butcher some Egyptian gods that nobody cares about, and he's butchering gods, and then he goes off to.
But like, think about how far this movie is from WandaVision, and that's where the only significant tie-in is, right? Like Moon Knight's just too close to Thor for them to make a good connection, right?
Also, nothing happens in Moon Knight.
Well, there's some stars moving.
That scene was actually pretty cool. I was fine.
It
with
was.
That was neat.
I enjoyed watching Moon Knight. I like the mystery. I like the setup. I like Oscar Isaac's doing all kinds of things.
Yeah,
Oh.
I listen. You want to see somebody do that multiple character thing and do it really well? You go watch Tatiana Maslany and Black Orphan, and then as soon as you're finished watching Black Orphan, you can watch her as She-Hulk.
We'll just yes, right. I'm excited about She-Hulk because She-Hulk comes out on my birthday. Thank you, Marvel.
Nice.
Best gift ever.
I'm excited about She-Hulk. I've always liked She-Hulk as a character.
Maybe you were the guy she was carrying to the bedroom.
Oh, that would be one. Like, I mean, if there was some giant Hulk woman who could carry me around. I mean,
oh my god, this is what I'm here for.
Mitch,
right?
That way, there you go.
Look at that. I'm excited for the shows to mean something, and I felt like this movie kind of connected to WandaVision strongly up to the last episode, and so like maybe they'll turn things around.
It did, because
God, it could have been so much better.
If you did not see, if you did not see WandaVision, understand.
Did you just fan yourself?
It's getting
the vapors.
Podcast getting hot. What's going on here?
In addition to carrying you, he can grill up all of that fucking smoked hippo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think if you didn't see WandaVision, I can see there being a little bit of confusion about
Yeah.
what's happening with Wanda. Why do we care about any of this? Like
Uh-huh.
Right, she
Wanda's
gets
status.
killed.
What did she do that makes I don't,
Yeah.
that is the backstory that
It
you
does
to
lead
have.
to a point where if you haven't seen it, it's like, oh, okay, well, they've progressed this character when they're not on screen, except it actually was on screen. You just didn't
Mhm.
watch it.
Mhm.
So it would have
Don't have
made
Disney
just
Plus.
slightly less sense.
Yeah.
I mean, does it really though? Because in the first 5 seconds, she's like, "I want my kids back," and she's so mono-dimensional after that
Hmm.
the only thing you need to know from WandaVision is there were kids and now there are not kids.
There could have been like a 15-second flashback to WandaVision to make any of that. Like, I feel like that's all it would have taken,
Mhm.
particular because all the depth they were going for with her was mommy.
You know what? Here's another thing. We have all this time they spent throwing trailers at us.
Hmm.
They could have done
Oh,
a trailer before this movie, just a 3-minute thing where it's like advertising Disney Plus. Like
Mhm.
you do it
Ooh,
as an
that's
ad for
good.
Disney Plus,
That would
and
have
then
been
you
Yeah.
just show
really good idea.
3 minutes worth of this is what you missed on WandaVision.
Mhm.
Previously on WandaVision. And for people who have seen it, you get the refresher. For people
Mhm.
who don't see it, haven't seen it, and want to know more, oh, you know what? I'll spend I just spent $25 on this movie. I'll spend $6 this month to watch those.
oh god, it even ties in with the TV theme.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Oh, it shit writes itself. Oh.
Oh,
What a missed opportunity.
there's an upcoming episode of What If that's titled "What If Wanda Watched Musicals."
I'm in.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
love musicals.
Instead of the sitcoms,
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
don't, but I can
That's
appreciate how different things would have been.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
don't like
boy.
musicals. The
Like
only
me
musicals
too
I like are
much.
the ones that my children perform in.
I am a sucker for a musical episode.
Uh-huh.
So I
Oh,
am
musical
there,
episodes, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
right?
Stage musicals aren't my jam.
Rogers the musical. I'll see this. That'd be great. You know,
I was going to say Moon Knight felt like one of the Netflix Marvel shows more than one of the Disney Plus era Marvel shows.
Okay.
Like it was pretty good, and then at some point it got weird. Like why did the tone change all of a sudden?
Mhm.
And then in the end, I mean, it kind of told its own story that doesn't really matter because we're not going to tie it in anyway. That's kind of how it felt in watching the first seasons, especially of the Marvel Netflix shows.
Sure. Like that first half of Luke Cage, which is really goddamn good.
Mhm.
And then there's more of it after that, and it's like
Yeah.
Luke,
we
if you
kill
feel
Mahershala
like
Ali.
Luke, if you feel like you get any promises from Marvel television series, I think your expectations are the one that are off.
Yeah, didn't you learn your lesson from WandaVision? Do you remember how many hours we spent in that chat theory crafting the fucking big reveal?
Oh,
Because
right.
Paul Bettany is a dick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
God,
mean,
the threads
okay.
of
Oh
everything
my
we had built
God.
into that. Like at one point we were speculating everyone from Reed Richards to this is going to be how they're going to get the X-Men into the universe. Like it was, the thing is the amount of time we've spent theory crafting, it was all there. We had it worked out.
Oh Luke. Oh Luke.
Mhm. Well, do you think it felt like the reason Moon Knight felt like those the Netflix shows is that like Moon Knight, they're introducing a new character, right? Like on all the other these Disney Plus shows, they use characters that we already know from movies. But Moon Knight, it was all new stuff.
Well, even when they introduce new characters, it's through the lens of an existing character.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. Falcon, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye,
Yeah.
Wanda. These are all
Yep.
people we already knew. Loki.
Luke's right. We could have been theory crafting Out of Range, which is very good, but has bafflingly finished its first season in a place that I did not expect it to just finish.
Is the first season over now?
Yes.
All right. I'm catching up with some other stuff that's like very high on my list to jump into.
Same.
Good. It's very Luke.
Though, as pertains to a movie podcast, I am thoroughly enjoying The Offer.
Don't know what that means.
it's,
Is that
The Godfather.
yeah.
It's a fictionalization of the making of The Godfather, told from the perspective of Al Ruddy, who was the producer. It's really good.
You watched it?
I've watched the first 4 episodes of it.
Oh,
Do
okay.
they
I
do?
haven't started it yet.
Do they do an interview with Mario Puzo and ask him how big exactly is Sonny Corleone's dong?
Not yet,
Okay.
but it could be there.
Because in the book, he makes sure to mention it in the first 2 pages, so I gotta say, it's probably first and foremost on his mind.
Oh.
Speaking of all the preview time before the movie, in our theater, they showed the First off, they showed a 10-minute. It's not at 10 minutes. It's not a clip. It's a micro movie of fucking Top Gun movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm very
Yeah.
excited for that.
Oh.
Julie and I already have tickets.
Wow.
I mean, we loved the original in theaters, and
Why?
because it's a good movie.
I mean, but you also saw all the movie in the preview. I can't imagine you didn't see the whole goddamn movie.
The other thing is, Miles Teller with that mustache looks a fuckload like Goose. Like
Yeah,
that
he
was
does.
shocking.
Like, I'm excited about fighter jets. That sounds fun.
Nah.
I only had 4
Okay.
trailers at the IMAX.
We had a lot. We had
Yeah.
that one. We had
Yeah.
Because I was
We had a
in
bunch of other ones.
O'Fallon. There was the Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
I
Park,
don't have that one.
the Lightyear. We had Lightyear.
Yeah,
I had
Lightyear.
And then we had the Avatar,
Little
trailer,
Despicable, whatever that was called.
which
Bizarre.
people applauded.
There are people that are excited about it. I am
is
interested in seeing it.
Why?
That
I know.
cannot be true.
I am interested in seeing it.
I'm gonna go watch that.
That is the Paint universe.
I want to go back to the Lightyear trailer because I found it very disturbing. Because, like, in the rest of the Toy Story universe, they're toys. They don't have lives and, like, friends. Like,
This
they have careers.
because
And
this
then,
is not. This is the story that the toy is based on.
Right.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Because-
this is the.
Okay.
But he
I found it.
also
I
has
didn't
a
know
dog.
that. All right.
There's a toy
Okay, that's
cat
good.
in this movie.
It's
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is a robot cat.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what is the line between robot cat and sentient toy?
Is it a robot cat that is
Hmm.
this big? In which case, he is a real toy, living a
No.
real life, and retiring into a tiny child's closet.
No, I'm
It's hard
pretty
to say
sure
'cause
it's
he
like a
gets a
cat-sized
perspective.
cat.
Mm-hmm. It's creepy. I still don't like it.
I was kind of interested in this movie when I knew that I can never pronounce her name right. Udo Azuba.
Mhm.
When like the first trailer I looked at, and it was like the character had like literally one line, and I was like, I know that voice. I know that voice. I had to wait 3 months for the cast list to come out to confirm it, but I knew that voice. And then I was like, the more I saw of it, I'm like, I don't know. I'll wait till it's on Disney Plus and see this one. And then that fucking trailer came on, and I heard Taika's voice, and I'm like, I guess I'm seeing this movie in theaters
Yeah,
now.
that was. I was like, oh god damn it, Taika! Everything you touch is amazing, but
Mhm.
I cannot go see this movie.
Why?
You're gonna go.
It's just not my jam.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah, so
I am in now, and now once I saw Tyke in it, yeah, then I was definitely in.
Yeah, our
That
trailers
dude
were
is in
Thor.
everything.
Taika?
Yeah, that guy is on fire lately,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of distressing because that just means that it's only a matter of time before I learn something horrible about him. But not yet.
This is the golden era of Taika.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while we can.
For now, we
Mhm.
just ride this ride as long as we can.
hmm
My eye is itchy.
Hope we don't live long enough to see him become the villain.
Yeah.
Ah,
It made me really mad that Doctor Strange's. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to the movie that this is a
What?
podcast about, I think. I know.
Oh.
But the
Oh.
only bad thing that happened because he read the bad book that would warp his mind is he grew an eyeball on his face and he was like, I think he was just less hot, which isn't a problem for him anyway.
Well, I mean, and it's really not his punishment, but the cape got hurt.
yeah.
It got a. Now it has an ugly patch.
It does have an ugly patch.
It's a go faster patch. Everybody
Oh,
relax.
Luke. It's all
Elena,
nail polish.
do you need professional eye help?
I do. I always do.
It does look really dry.
It does
It's-
look very
it
dry.
is.
So
I do,
another,
in fact, have chronic dry eye. Now I've got a third one to deal with.
Oh, no.
I am pretty sure. Okay, so we were talking about the What If tie-ins. Isn't the evil Doctor Strange that he meets the evil Doctor Strange from What If?
Is it?
Seemed close, but it wasn't a tiny crystal world.
What? How
Also,
do you
I
know
feel
that?
I feel like that Doctor Strange is more powerful than the one we were presented with.
Oh, true.
The what if version of Doctor Strange of that like
Mhm.
ultimate Dr. Cthulhu was
Mm-hmm.
like he seemed to have more at a base level, a lot more power than this guy did. This guy just seemed like a corrupted Doctor Strange.
So
Like-
what you're telling me is that we had a story that got us 98% of the way there, and then we elected to do something different but the same.
Yes.
Got it.
Yep. That's it.
Maybe that's what the madness of the multiverse is. You only get 98% of the characters that you expected.
The madness of Multiverse was they decided to make it on a Netflix budget to see if they could make a Netflix Marvel movie, and they totally Netflixed this movie.
The true madness was mine as I tried to unravel this movie.
Man, if they cross over with Rick and Morty, it's gonna
Oh my god.
be the worst fandom collision.
It's a real
I'm
Szechuan
mad
problem.
now, Mitch.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of being mad, the Mexican pizza comes back tomorrow.
I could have been getting that for the last 2 days, but I did not take the
Yeah,
opportunity.
Tony, we all have the app. Relax.
I've heard that the crust is different
Oh, come on, Tony. Why can't we have nice things?
because we have the multiverse of madness.
Hey, I've got a nice thing. When we were
Yeah.
talking about Taika's Golden Age, I just looked up his upcoming projects. There's some really great ones. He's going to make a Time Bandits series, which I'm very excited about. It's among my favorite
Samesies.
movies. And the long rumored Werewolves sequel to What We Do in the Shadows.
Ooh,
Oh,
They're
Werewolves.
werewolves.
not swear
swearwolves.
wolves.
And then also Flash Gordon and Akira. So
Those are
Is that a live action Akira?
I have
It's
no
gonna be a live
idea.
action Akira.
I think it is live action.
He's writing it.
Oh my god.
I'm really glad that Reservation Dogs season 2 is coming out soon.
Oh boy.
I really like season 1.
Did you finish Our Flag Means Death?
Not yet.
That's high on my list.
What? How is he producing so much content?
Maybe he's like Stephen King. He just doesn't have a backspace key. It's just going.
But it's all gold.
It is all gold.
I mean, because think about all the shit he was in. He was directing Thor.
Mhm.
He did Our Flag Means Death. He was
Right.
doing Reservation Dogs. He was in Suicide Squad.
Okay, now
He was in Free
Reservation Dogs.
Guy.
Reservation Dogs. He was just a producer on. I don't know that he had any creative input on that.
You tell me you don't think that guy has creative input on everything?
I think he had input on the writers that they put together for that. And I know he did that because he very deliberately wanted only Indigenous writers working on it,
Mhm.
which just makes sense.
Sure.
So you just got the ball rolling on that one.
Yeah, I mean, may have given him some story beats, but get somebody drunk and I could plot you out a TV series. I've already plotted out the 20 film X-Men MCU X-Men series, so
The Punch-Out movie.
And the
Punch-Out movie. Punch-Out cinematic universe.
Nice.
King Hippo is the villain of Phase 1. 6 movies in.
So, speaking of topless fat men,
you have my attention.
Yeah. So for this movie that we're making this summer, Althea's pinned it.
Tony, why would you do that to me?
So the movie we're making, we successfully funded our Kickstarter. So yay!
Oh yay!
Sweet. Is the Kickstarter still going?
Nah, it's over now.
Oh, okay.
Missed it. The art director called me today, and she was very nice. I talked about some things, and she's like, was really pumping me up. She's like, "We want you to have a nipple out for the movie."
Just one?
Just the one. Just the one.
What's a toga?
Right
I mean,
which one?
Well, so I had to think about it.
You haven't picked yet.
I want which is my party nipple? Like, where are we going on this one?
What you do is you switch it
up. Which nipple
up.
is the world more ready for?
Right.
Okay, it's really that's all. That's your choice.
Right.
Are you delivering a more comedic scene? It's one. If you are you delivering a more serious, you just swap the
whole movie.
What's your comedy nipple?
You got the dominant nipple and the gadfly about town nipple.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one nipple always lies and the other nipple always tells.
Which nipple would your brother choose? Mm-hmm. So that's exciting. And like the thing I'm not ready for is getting sunburnt on my nipples. So
the right nipple is always serious.
Yeah, I feel like you can avoid. Like it's not like a burden you have, like a sacrifice you have to make when you can just easily avoid it.
But once I convince a production assistant to screen my nipple, like we're gonna be lotioning like between every shot.
So
are you gonna like have a
and that makes
like
me
a
the monster.
Assistant?
So
Mitch Weinstein.
Yeah, right.
Mitch, are you gonna is your nipple gonna need to be erect the entire time? Do you have any performance anxiety about this?
You have to get a menthol-based sunscreen.
I think Libby wants to be a nipple fluffer.
I'll put that in my writer.
Like I only charge a modest fee.
Will you use tiny hands for this purpose?
Only the tiniest.
This is gonna make your job so much easier.
I'll put him in the freezer first.
Oh, I got that. I got that huge penis ice luge for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. That solves a lot of problems.
Here's the
and
thing.
Also creates many more.
I read Luke's thing wrong, and I didn't put the word "the" in there, so I'm thinking rapper Ice Cube. That gives it a completely different context, by the way.
So it's exciting. And again,
I still the Kickstarter.
The nipple. The Kickstarter was exciting.
Obviously.
The nipple is
sure, got it.
I'm future oriented.
I'm excited because Mitch is going to rewrite my dating profile.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm excited for
All
that.
nipples, all day.
Is seeking one nipple fluffer.
Mitch,
So do you want me to write
can
your
I
profile
pay you
for?
a little extra?
Do you want me to write your profile for the league? As you're upping your dating game?
This is not the EBDB that I was promised by the league. Not at all.
Goddamn dirty Randy.
A nipple writer, Lucius.
Mhm.
A nipple writer.
Or a ghost nipple.
Mm.
I even think the zombie stuff at the end could have been cool, but then wasn't. Because,
And
like,
It could
Yeah.
have been really fun if Wanda opened a portal to the zombie, like the Marvel zombie universe, and we saw some Marvel zombies come through. Like,
That
Yeah.
would have been cool.
I thought this evil spirit cloak was neat looking.
I loved it. I
Mhm.
liked
Yeah.
that a lot.
I was into that.
The other thing that I really, really liked was the scene in Other Wanda's head where Professor Xavier like walked in and then like the bright red cloud. Like
Mhm.
that was very like that's Sam Raimi being able to do dread for a maximum of 30 seconds. That's how long he lasts. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would have liked if that were like a turning point of the movie where we have Bruce Campbell, like Sam Raimi fan service, and then Professor X comes in and we're all very excited. And then she kills Professor X because like she's actually really fucked up and like killing a lot of people. And like this movie has been haha funny up until now, but it's actually right? Exactly. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I mean, this is all just part of my like factually correct ending of the movie.
Yeah, so, but another thing about that scene, which is baffling, is that the implication is that it's not Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, the Scarlet Witch is doing her thing, and Wanda's, like, a prisoner there.
That was Other Wanda. That was the body she was occupying from the other universe because she was wearing the same like the mom clothes
Underneath the wreckage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd been subsumed. I don't know if that's the
Mm.
right word.
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did think one clever bit of setup in the script was him burying that body and then coming back and using the rules that they had established that
Mhm.
hey, never said it had to be a living body, and I was like, all right, that's really good. Like I did not see that one coming, but it was all there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did like that.
Yeah, because I was even thinking about that. I was like, how the fuck is he gonna get back there? He's not there anymore.
Right.
Does that mean people dream about being dead?
I think that's the implication.
What, Mitch?
You
Are
don't?
you okay? But I mean, like not dream
It's
about
restful.
like what imagining what it's like to, but actually dream about being dead. Just like briefly inhabit your other corpses that are out there in the multiverse.
Sometimes I don't dream. Maybe that's what that is.
Mm.
That's a version of the multiverse that I visited, and I'm not there anymore.
I'd let Sam Raimi direct like one of my nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fine with that.
So
Would it
I
be
was
a
looking.
nightmare?
What?
I was looking through his directorial credits, and there are a few movies on there that I do enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Drag Me to Hell.
Dark Man.
I like Darkman.
Mm-hmm.
You would.
I
Well,
would actually, yeah.
Man, I like Army of Darkness. It's all camp, and like I watch it at the start of Lent every year.
Ew. I just remember, I think it was Evil Dead 2. Like there was a
Mhm.
like graphic enough scene of a woman being raped by plants, and like I think that was my first like I mean, certainly my first like, haha, funny, like rape. But like, definitely my first on-screen. I hate that. It makes me so mad.
Evil molesting trees.
It was gross. And
Mhm.
so, I mean, as unnecessary as any other on-screen rape scene. Like,
Mhm. Agreed.
I did like The Quick and the Dead. Just to get us off that topic. I did enjoy Quick and the Dead. I like the first 2.5 Spider-Man movies that he did.
2.5.
Yeah.
Well,
I
when the
agree with
studio when the studio got involved in the third one and jacked it up, like the third one should have been the third and fourth movies. Like
ew.
it wasn't all supposed to be all in one. Like the studio came in and said, "All right, you need to add more characters to this." And it was like, "We've got such a good Sandman story, though. Yeah, you can keep that, but we just need to add this other stuff in there too."
It was all fixed in No Way Home, Tony. It was all fixed in No Way Home.
Well, as a kid, I watched just an obscene amount of Xena Warrior Princess,
Mm.
which I much preferred over Hercules.
Why is that, Mitch?
Kevin Sorbo was my big problem.
And now he's even more of a
And
problem.
now he's even more. He somehow got worse.
He did somehow get worse.
He's a dicky or dick.
That
Right?
guy sucks.
That guy
Mhm.
sucks, but his kid is actually kind of funny on TikTok, mostly making fun of his dad.
Frustrated.
I've not seen his kid on TikTok. I have to look for him.
You know, I bemoaned at the beginning of this, like, oh, it's like they hadn't seen Loki. But I think it's the same writer.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm looking at Michael Waldron, who wrote this and also wrote Loki. So
That's a bummer.
I'm not quite sure why they didn't reference any of the things. Because, like,
Yeah,
for me,
what
it
went
could make a
wrong there?
lot of sense. Because in Loki, they give this idea that there wasn't a multiverse until the events of Loki. So before then, your dreams were just dreams. Only later did they do something.
But the implication there is that
Hi, baby.
in the 2 years since Loki happened, that we have fully fleshed Fantastic Four being created whole cloth and X-Men being created whole cloth into these universes. We saw characters that could not have existed based on,
Oh, but the
or did
TV
it retroactively go back and let the multiverse go from any time?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's it. Because otherwise, none of this works.
Because they were TVA was bebopping all through time. So.
That's true. Yep. All right.
I did
Yeah.
like the multiverse was like Loki's multiverse, and I know theoretically they're the same multiverse, but in one of them, he is like a woman, and I can't.
Mhm.
What animal was he? I don't
Was it
remember.
An
Crocodile?
alligator.
Yeah, alligator Loki. And like in this multiverse, everything is the same to the point that like there is an identifiable individual who looks just like you and acts just like you, to the point that you can inhabit their body and control it. Like
Mhm.
these are very different conceptions of multiverses, and theoretically it's the entire possibility space, but it is dumb to use them in mechanically such different ways.
It is, but you're also talking about the difference between a mortal human and an immortal. So maybe you just have more options because of that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, there's one where they're paint.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
But like they also aren't very imaginative, right? Like
Mm-mm.
Wanda's gonna take over this Wanda. Oh no, I guess that doesn't work. I guess she could take over a Wanda. No, wait, she's traveling, right? She's gonna use America to open a hole into another multiverse. So she's just going to one where Wanda just died and take her place.
Right?
Yeah. And then I feel like there's no problem.
Right.
You're not taking someone else's kids. You're like just surrogate
Giving them back,
momming.
you're just giving them back an undead mom.
Yeah, like they gotta have a guardian. Who
Right.
better than
You actually,
Almost
literally you.
Oh no. So here's where you really go full. We're Marvel, so we're gonna make any movie, but just put a superhero shell on it. That's where you get the Mrs. Doubtfire MCU movie, because she
Oh,
goes into the world and then realizes I'm a zombie. So it's like Mrs. Doubtfire with Death Becomes Her. So they have to keep
Oh.
making her up, but they give her a different appearance.
nice. I'd watch that.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
So she
absolutely.
gets to raise her own kids as the nanny.
Mhm.
That's also
That can be
face
like
melting and
the comedy
casting spells.
follow-up to this.
That's WandaVision season 2.
Nice. I want to do can we do a what if where Thor's roommate is the superhero and Thor isn't? Let's do some like
we already got the perfect Thor what if.
true.
That one was flawless.
Mhm. Well, they've done a good job with those.
I wasn't thrilled with What If at the time, but after seeing a movie like this, I enjoy What If more
Mhm.
because it didn't suck like this did in so many ways.
WandaVision was so good as a show that is about superheroes, that is also about grief.
Mhm.
And like, this could have been that. And instead, like, it's this like superpowered grief and PTSD. And then she sees that she's doing a bad thing, so she stops. And like, this is a horror movie. Horror movies, like, it's a trope to have a fake out ending. And it's a Marvel movie trope to have a fake out ending. So like, instead of doing the thing where she's like, I'm like this is coming from a mentally ill place, I will stop now. Like, instead, she's like, but now I'm still really mad because my kids are still dead. And like, that doesn't go away just because you see outside of it for a second. And
It would have
I
been.
was very irritated.
I think they had the potential of a good ending if they would have tapped a little more into Wanda and just had White Vision float in and just say,
Aw.
and just while she's in the middle of her freak out, just wrap his arms around her, say,
Mhm.
they're gone, and just carry her off, and just with her sobbing in his arms, like, okay, like you've earned that. and it's
Much
and it's
like actually mentally ill people, like, you don't need Doctor Strange to come in and like overpower the situation and control it and kill you. Like, you need 30 seconds of emotional labor because you're upset.
Well, and like Doctor Strange just went to visit Wanda. Like she wasn't like in hiding. She just had an orchard. I feel like White Vision could have showed up like at any time.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, honey, I'm home, or like
Well-
whatever.
well, what you do then is you have I mean, you could have Strange in one of his multiple aspects go and get the Soul Stone. I think it's the Soul Stone that Vision had. Get the Soul Stone and go and deliver it to White Vision, and then have him come back as her Vision
Original
and do
recipe.
that. Like, that gives Strange a reason to be there. It gives him a smart way to end the movie, which, like, it feels like that's what they did in the first Doctor Strange movie. They bucked the idea of, we just need to be bigger and badder than the big bad thing. And it's like, yeah, you know what? I've just cock blocked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do this all day.
I can do this for all eternity. And
It's the Mind Stone, not the Soul Stone.
thank you. I couldn't remember which one. They're also meaningless in that context. Yeah, I thought that could have been an interesting way to end the movie, and would have kind of let Doctor Strange do something smart. instead of just trying
Mhm.
to throw this was not the same
No.
character.
He wasn't there to do smart things. He was there to do man things.
And that's not that character. That's the weirdest part.
I mean, it's kind of that character.
Mm.
It's that character's ego, but he still tries to. I mean, he still thinks he's the smartest dude in the room.
But he's good at things. And like the whole point of the bad book, I don't know. Like
the bad book.
Yeah. I really hate it that all this movie was like him grasping for more and more power. And then they're like, the whole time they're like, all the other Stranges do this and they destroy their universes. And like the solution is he reaches for the same power that will warp his mind, and then he just like doesn't. He just chooses not to have his mind warped by it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A controversial choice. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Why doesn't everyone decide to do that with power? Just get the power and then like don't do bad things.
Mhm.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, me. Forget that whole nipple lotion thing. I went
The secret is Mitch really is getting the power.
I mean, he had a dude write this movie about a mom, and it doesn't surprise me that he did a bad job of writing mom grief.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's got to be tough.
No, he did a bad job at writing the whole woman around the mom grief.
Right.
It's like the only thing he understands about women is the ways that he interfaces with them.
Right. As moms or upset moms. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why does he have so much experience with upset moms?
Wow.
Because she keeps watching his movies?
Yeah, he's a nerd who writes comic book movies. Come on.
Oh, all right. Also, Wanda has to be really disappointed.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, is he married? Does he have kids? That would be why.
Yeah.
Disappoints their mother. She's just like, why aren't you better at this?
Gosh, do I have a little bio on this guy? Yeah, see full bio. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
6'4". Oh yeah, his wife works in a pediatric plastic surgery. Oh, it's because of
Maybe one day you'll get a real job like I've got instead of writing your little movies.
oh shit. Yeah.
Okay, his
me see
Wikipedia
that.
article says he's the son of merchants.
Now that's good writing.
God damn it.
Oh, he wrote a bunch of Rick and Morty.
Oh my god.
Or no,
Oh,
yep.
Oh my god.
He
which
was a
episode?
producer on Rick and Morty. I'm sorry, he's not a writer.
He wrote one episode.
Oh yeah, the old man in the seat, the toilet
The
episode.
toilet episode.
Oh boy.
Okay, I did like Heels.
Mhm.
He created Heels and wrote 2 episodes.
Oh god, he wanted to direct a film version of The Hobbit.
Well, couldn't have done worse.
That's fair.
All right, I gotta go. My
That's probably
time
a
is
good
up.
idea.
Mm.
Thanks for
Enjoy
showing
the
up, Lena.
rest.
Thanks, Lynn.
Nice eye.
Yeah.
Have you chosen for next week?
We're not recording next week.
Okay. Well then, I'll see you later.
All right, you'll
Bye.
follow the hangout. You'll see it. This explains a few things. He was part of the production staff on Community and was
Sure.
production assistant on Rick and Morty.
There you go. You can see the chains of connections.
Yep.
Hey, Tony, I had mentioned it earlier because I have no idea. This Green Minotaur, is that a character from the comics? Is this deeper lore?
I think so. I seem to remember there being something in old Doctor Strange comic books, and I'm trying to.
Because I mean, they got a credit. At the end.
Rintra. Yeah, it's Rintra. His people resemble green-skinned minotaurs of Greek myth.
So was around. So this is a thing that's around, but like not something super important that I should have been like, oh yay, I'm glad Rintra didn't die.
Yeah. Apparently this was a Doctor Strange side character. I'm trying to see like how old of a history it has.
I was hoping when they were at wizard school that we'd get like a shot of Ned there doing like wizarding things. But maybe they can't get those Sony characters over here.
Apparently he was in Infinity Gauntlet, the comic book.
Oh.
Briefly. I'm not getting this article doesn't have a clear any kind of clear notation of when it was created. The character was created. 86.
I've been around.
Yep. I did like seeing Clea. I like knowing that that she's got a role in the Marvel Universe now.
What was she doing?
She was at the end. She was the one that came in and said, "We got to fix the incursion."
Oh, right. And this is I don't know who she is. A subsequent Sorcerer Supreme?
She is, in some versions of the story, she is Doctor Strange's magic girlfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's a sorcerer also, and like she's a sometimes love interest of Doctor Strange.
Awesome. And well, I feel like we shredded this movie like Reed Richards. So
Yep.
Really wanted it to be something I liked.
mm-hmm. I still liked a lot of it. Just
Me too.
Wasn't what I was hoping for.
There was a lot of fun things there, and they gave me enough. Like, there were so many rumors about who was going to be in this movie, like who some of the other characters we were supposed to have seen were based on people trying to dissect the art, in the trailers and things like that. Like, I was fairly well convinced that I was going to see Tom Cruise as Iron Man, based on a lot of the rumors, because that was one of the rumors was that he was going to be the variant superior Iron Man.
That would have made me so angry.
I would have been all right with it. Tom Cruise is kind of that. I can see Tom Cruise being that Tony Stark character, from the egotistical douchebag aspect of it. Like, he plays that kind of character well. And they never really dug too far into it, but I would have liked to see more of some of the addiction storylines that were in Iron Man with RDJ playing them, because they just glanced off of it a few times instead of really diving in. Because in the comic books, Iron Man is an alcoholic, full stop, and it destroyed him and his, everything for a while. But Tony has a drink in his hand a lot.
They're doing some more stuff, right? They're doing Ironheart, right?
They're going to do, I believe they're doing Ironheart. Yep.
I remember seeing that on their upcoming slate at some point.
Yep.
I think it's quite a ways away.
I believe so, yeah.
But that would be fun.
And there's been rumors for a long time that the boy that was in Iron Man 3, who then shows up in the funeral scene, is going to play some version of Iron Man in the future. That's been a fan theory for a long time, but I would rather just see them stick with the Ironheart Riri Williams story and have that character be part of this new Avengers that they're forming out of the exact same character archetypes that we had before.
After Doctor Strange travels to another universe, he runs into that universe's version of Christine Palmer. She informs Doctor Strange about named universes like Earth 838 and Earth 616. In Spider-Man Far From Home, Quentin Beck Mysterio claims to be from Earth 833. That was the first movie that mentioned the word multiverse, but as it was explained in the movie, Quentin Beck was a fraud and there wasn't any known existence of the multiverse in that movie. That raises the question if Mysterio was aware of the upcoming multiverse conflict since he knew the names of the universes and therefore not a fake.
Nope, he had it in a dream.
There it is.
They just they fixed themselves with that
Jesus.
that one line fixes those things, and that's
Oh my god.
like if I want there to be like Kevin Feige's like, yeah, you should put this line in there about dreams. This sounds kind of cool, and he's totally just like worm tonguing them about how, oh yeah, this is going to be the perfect line that we can put in here, so that anything we make a mistake from here on out, either way, we could just somebody had a dream about it. That's how they knew.
Oh my god. I really hate that is a possibility now, and I hate that I know that.
You're welcome, Libby. I just came up with that here on the spot.
I know, but I feel like it's not plausible.
No, I came up with it because I dreamed about it at some point in somewhere else.
Jesus.
No. All right, I also have to go. It is late for
Yep.
me.
I'm tired
It's
of
about
talking about this
time.
movie.
Yep. Let's go ahead and call it a night.
Let's
All
never
right.
think about it again.
Thanks for joining us, Libby, and we'll see you guys next
Bye.
time.
See ya. Bye.